Language Foundations Vocabulary Flashcards, helping you achieve understanding.
An adornment, as a bracelet or ring or necklace, made of precious metals and set with gems, or imitation gems. An adornment, as a bracelet or ring or necklace, made of precious metals and set with gems, or imitation gems. A decoration of color or interest that is added to relieve plainness. The action of decorating yourself with something colorful and interesting. An unofficial association of people or groups. A cord-like tissue connecting two larger parts of an anatomical structure. A stripe or stripes of contrasting color. Chromosomes exhibit characteristic bands. A group of musicians playing popular music for dancing. Attach a ring to the foot of, in order to identify. Band the geese to observe their migratory patterns. An adornment consisting of a strip of a contrasting color or material. Jewelry consisting of a circlet of precious metal, often set with jewels, worn on the finger. He noted that she wore a wedding band. A strip of material attached to the leg of a bird to identify it, as in studies of bird migration. A driving belt in machinery. A range of frequencies between two limits. A restraint put around something to hold it together. A thin flat strip of flexible material that is worn around the body or one of the limbs, especially to decorate the body. A thin flat strip or loop of flexible material that goes around or over something else, typically to hold it together or as a decoration. Bind or tie together, as with a band. Instrumentalists not including string players. Jewelry worn around the wrist for decoration. Cheap showy jewelry or ornament on clothing. A shape that is spherical and small. Beads of sweat on his forehead. A beaded molding for edging or decorating furniture. A small ball with a hole through the middle. Decorate by sewing beads onto. Bead the wedding gown. Form into beads, as of water or sweat, for example. String together like beads. A small and delicately worked piece. Flashy, ostentatious jewelry. The wrapper was loaded with bling. Flashy, ostentatious jewelry. Jewelry worn around the wrist for decoration. A band of cloth or leather or metal links attached to a wristwatch and wrapped around the wrist. Cultivate, tend, and cut back the growth of. Sever or remove by pinching or snipping. Terminate or abbreviate before its intended or proper end or its full extent. Run at a moderately swift pace. A metal frame or container holding cartridges can be inserted into an automatic gun. An instance or single occasion for some event. He could do 10 at a clip. The act of clipping or snipping. An article of jewelry that can be clipped onto a hat or dress. Any of various small fasteners used to hold loose articles together. A sharp slanting blow. He gave me a clip on the ear. Attach with a clip. Clip the papers together. Jewelry consisting of one of a pair of linked buttons used to fasten the cuffs of a shirt. Jewelry to ornament the ear, usually clipped to the earlobe or fastened through a hole in the lobe. A precious or semi-precious stone incorporated into a piece of jewelry. A person who is as brilliant and precious as a piece of jewelry. A crystalline rock that can be cut and polished for jewelry. He had the gem set in a ring for his wife. Art highly prized for its beauty or perfection. A sweet quick bread baked in a cup-shaped pan. A piece of jewelry that holds a man's tie in place. A holder attached to the gunwale of a boat that holds the oar in place and acts as a fulcrum for rowing. Small markers inserted into a surface to mark scores or define locations, etc. To hold fast or prevent from moving. The child was pinned under the fallen tree. When a wrestler's shoulders are forced to the mat. Cylindrical tumblers consisting of two parts that are held in place by springs. When they are aligned with a key, the bolt can be thrown. Axis consisting of a short shaft that supports something that turns. A number you choose and use to gain access to various accounts. Flagpole used to mark the position of the hole on a golf green. Informal terms for the leg. A club-shaped wooden object used in bowling, set up in triangular groups of 10 as the target. A piece of jewelry that is pinned onto the wearer's garment. A small, slender, often pointed, piece of wood or metal used to support or fasten or attach things. Attach or fasten with pins. Pin the needle to the shirt. Chess. Immobilize a piece. Pierce with a pin. Pin down the butterfly. A precious or semi-precious stone incorporated into a piece of jewelry. The sound of a bell ringing. The distinctive ring of the church bell. Ring or echo with sound. Extend on all sides of simultaneously, encircle. Make bells ring, often for the purposes of musical edification. My uncle rings every Sunday at the local church. A toroidal shape. A ring of ships in the harbor. Chemistry. A chain of atoms in a molecule that forms a closed loop. Attach a ring to the foot of, in order to identify. Ring birds. An association of criminals. A rigid circular band of metal or wood or other material used for holding or fastening or hanging or pulling. Sound loudly and sonorously. Get or try to get into communication with someone by telephone. Jewelry consisting of a circlet of precious metal, often set with jewels, worn on the finger. She had rings on every finger. A strip of material attached to the leg of a bird to identify it, as in studies of bird migration. A characteristic sound. It has the ring of sincerity. A platform usually marked off by ropes in which contestants box or wrestle. A precious or semi-precious stone incorporated into a piece of jewelry. A person who is as brilliant and precious as a piece of jewelry. Adorn or decorate with precious stones. Jeweled dresses. Jewelry consisting of a cord or chain, often bearing gems, worn about the neck as an ornament, especially by women. A crystalline rock that can be cut and polished for jewelry. United States architect, 1902 to 1978. Kill by throwing stones at. People wanted to stone the woman who had a child out of wedlock. United States jurist who served on the United States Supreme Court as Chief Justice, 1872 to 1946. Material consisting of the aggregate of minerals like those making up the Earth's crust. Stone is abundant in New England and there are many quarries. Remove the pits from. United States journalist who advocated liberal causes, 1907 to 1989. A crystalline rock that can be cut and polished for jewelry. She had jewels made of all the rarest stones. United States feminist and suffragist, 1818 to 1893. The hard inner, usually woody, layer of the pericarp of some fruits, as peaches or plums or cherries or olives, that contains the seed. You should remove the stones from prunes before cooking. A lump or mass of hard consolidated mineral matter. United States filmmaker, born in 1946. United States jurist who was named Chief Justice of the United States Supreme Court in 1941 by Franklin D. Roosevelt, 1872 to 1946. A lack of feeling or expression or movement. He must have a heart of stone. An avoirdupois unit used to measure the weight of a human body, equal to 14 pounds. A heavy chap who must have weighed more than 20 stone. Building material consisting of a piece of rock hewn in a definite shape for a special purpose. He wanted a special stone to mark the site. Of any of various dull tannish or gray colors.
Become our student and get access to effective and free educational materials. Subscribe to our YouTube channel to become a part of our growing YouTube community and to learn English effectively.